a place to record, and I'm like, I'm ready, and you know,
It's okay.
you win some, you lose some.
Oh.
Yep. Oops, sorry.
You know why you didn't get the mic ready? Because you don't fucking need it.
I know. My voice travels. I think it's like, because mine's so much deeper than yours. That has to be it.
That's gotta be it.
I still, the best compliment I've ever received in my life was the Miley Cyrus comment. I was at Golden Rule with my friend Mariah. It was for Valentine's Day. We were drinking at the Golden Rule, and in that place they have like these couches set up and like chairs, and so you can like community sit with other people that you're not like that's in your group. And so we were in 2 chairs, and there was a couch across from us, and this lady came in and she was like, "Can we sit here?" And I was like, "Oh, of course, more the merrier." And like the way I said it, she was like, "You sound exactly like Miley Cyrus," and I was like, it's changed me, you know, like I'm like, I actually like my voice a lot more now, and like that's why you should always give compliments to strangers, because it could really like matter to them. Like she like really like made me like my voice more.
I like it.
Are you ready to start? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. I'm already recording. We got your Miley Cyrus story. Sucker.
Perfect.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the Start to Be Great podcast. I am your co-host, Anna.
And I'm Kimmy, or Miley Cyrus. We want you to be great at whatever it is you feel the desire to do, but first you have to start.
We do. So, we have decided today to talk a little bit about traveling, because I have a crazy month, lots of traveling for me, and next week is also spring break. Next week? Yeah.
Here in Texas.
In Texas, yeah. Or is it 2 weeks? I don't know. Anyway, it's coming soon.
Next week.
And so a lot of people are traveling. So this is like perfect timing for just some of our, you know, favorite things and least favorite things about it, some tips that we have, some things that we've discovered that work well for us and that we hate.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna just fill your earballs with with some shenanigans about that.
Yeah. Do you like to travel?
I really do. I'm not gonna lie. I have not been excited to travel since about 2020.
Yeah.
And so, being on a plane with like crazy people just it was a deterrent for a while. And I also just, you know, my last big flight that I had booked was for Bali on March of 2020, and it got canceled like a week prior, right? Like it was like right when things were canceling all over the world, and it was very sad. And I still plan to go to Bali at some point. I don't know if I'll end up going with the friend I was going to go with, but I had the whole thing booked, planned, like I was so excited.
Yeah.
And it got canceled, and now it's like I don't know. I just kind of like took the fun out of it.
Yeah. That's definitely sour. It's sour.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, you know, this month will be like a good, hopefully a positive experience traveling again, just because I'm traveling a ton.
Yeah.
Twice to 2 different states. One state I've never been to, although I'm driving there. I'm driving to St. Louis this week.
Yeah. Do you like road trips? Like that kind of traveling, or do you prefer to fly?
Well, this one's weird. It's a long drive by myself. And so I don't know. I haven't done this long of a trip by myself ever.
How long is it?
I think it's like 11 and a half, 12 hours without a stop.
See, that's fine with me. I don't know what it is about driving. Like, I can drive basically forever. I drove from Little Rock, Arkansas to Tampa, which is about, you know, the way it took me 21 hours, but I think it's more about 19 now with the new highway system they have set up. But yeah, like, I can just drive forever.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'll flip back and forth between like podcasts, music, and silence.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not like worried about it or anything. I think I would prefer to fly usually, simply because it is less time consuming.
Yeah.
And I'm actually I just got an email this morning from my TSA pre-check, which is really cool because it lasts was it 5 or 10 years? Anyway, they emailed me, and apparently I can just renew online, so I don't even have to go back in again, which is cool. I just got to pay them, but it's about to expire in September of this year, so.
That's really cool.
I'm a TSA pre-checker when I fly because it's $100 and it lasts you 5 or 10 years, and you just skip the freaking line.
Yeah.
And you don't have to take off your shoes, your belt, your jacket, and it's just faster.
Yeah.
And normally, like, because you've been through like further background checks, they don't, like, if there's like a liquid that's slightly larger, like, they don't really typically care because you've gone through background checks, you know. So like, I don't get my bags torn apart.
That's cool.
I was kind of worried. I traveled with like a bunch of bags of coffee last year, ground coffee, to the wedding I went to. And I was like, ooh, are they gonna open all my bags? But they didn't.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not illegal to carry it, but it's just suspicious, potentially.
It's also like it's a smell that a lot of people use to cover up other smells.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, like, is it just a bag of coffee? You
There's
know?
cocaine in there. Yeah, that's very true. So at the hospital, I don't know if I've said this before, but underneath patients' beds, if they were really stinky, they would put coffee beans underneath them in a bowl.
Yeah, because it absorbs smell, right?
Yeah, that's why they give it to you when you're shopping for perfume.
Yeah.
Is it like
Cleanses
neutralizes.
your nose palate, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. So traveling in airports, you recommend pre-check? I've never done pre-check before.
100%. You literally can make an appointment. You go to your local airport, make an appointment online. There's like a little TSA page, and I think it's $99 or $150.
Awesome.
I don't know. It's the last 5 years, and then you go in there with your ID and you pay them, and they fingerprint you, and they run a background check on you, and then you get like a known traveler number that you add to every flight, no matter what app or website you buy your ticket on. And as long as you have a little check, then you can just pass everybody.
That's cool.
I used to get so stressed traveling because I've only missed one flight in my life, and that was because I took a wrong freeway.
Yeah.
And went the wrong direction for like 20 minutes. I was like, fuck, so I turned around. Luckily, I had a layover and I was able to drive up to the next airport to then fly out of there. But that sucked. Like, because then I had to leave my car there. I had to change my return flight. It was a hassle. And I was like, ever since then, I'm like, nah. Yeah. I'm not stressing about it. I don't want to have to show up hours early. Like now, I try not to check bags, to carry on only, and I just show up like an hour prior and I just like walk right in there.
Yeah, that sounds super chill. I don't have pre-check, and part of me really likes, so I don't travel very often, especially by plane, but part of me loves the chaos of TSA. Like, but I want to take my shoes off. I'd be like, are you gonna pat me down? I don't know, like there's like a thrill of the production of it, you know. It's like I'm like on my way to the airport and I'm like, did I accidentally pack a gun? You know, it's like I get this like crazy like thrilling anxiety of like I get to go through TSA, you know, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't have anything wrong, right. And it's like, you know, it's kind of just like a cool, you don't get to experience it every day thing. Like when you get to take your shoes off in public, well now you have to, you know.
Oh my
it's
God,
like I love it.
weird.
I love it. I would do, like if I traveled more often, like it's way more efficient and, you know, optimal to do the TSA pre-check and have that efficiency. But I don't know, part of me really likes the TSA process as long as I have ample time. Like if I'm stressed, like if I'm gonna potentially miss my flight, then of course it's not fun. But like I'm pretty anal when I'm traveling about wanting to be there on time and have low stress.
Yeah, just know that if you travel with me and you don't have TSA pre-check, I'm ditching your ass in line. I'm going straight through, and I'll meet you at the other end. I'll be having a beer or lunch or whatever. Normally breakfast because I go early. I like early flights.
I love an airport beer.
Yeah, except they're like $18.
Yeah,
you know what I do? Here's what I do. I normally don't show up early enough to actually consume anything there. I show up to like basically walk to the gate and get on. Yeah. Like maybe 20 minutes. But I bring those little airport bottles of little minis of Bailey's, and then I get on the airplane and I get a coffee. And you're not supposed to drink those.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think you were
No,
allowed
it's
to do that.
100% illegal. But I do it anyway. I don't care. Catch me. Anyway.
Loses her TSA pre-check.
Sorry, FBI guy. Don't act like you never did something like that. Okay. But yeah, that's how I do it.
That's cool.
Because it's too expensive to buy alcohol there.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. And then I will pay a little extra to get nonstop.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're going really far, you can't control that. But
Yeah.
I will do whatever I can in my power. I justify it in my head. I'm like, okay, you know, this is gonna be 4 extra hours of my life, and I'm like, how much money could I earn in 4 hours if I wasn't at the airport
Yeah.
or on a plane? And I like calculate it in my head. I'm like, cool. Or how much does my peace and relaxation cost me? And then if it's like $100, I'm like, easy. You know, if it's a few, I'm like, it's questionable. But yeah, I hate layovers. It's not.
See, I don't know.
If I do a layover, I want it so long that I leave the airport and I get to explore another
That's
city.
cool. That's cool.
Like, give me like a 12-hour layover. I'll just go fucking hang out and then I'll sleep on the plane.
Yeah. I've never done that, but sounds fun.
I did that on the way to Scotland. That's when I went to Dana Lynn Bailey's gym. We stopped in Pennsylvania, got a rental car. It was a 14-hour layover. Got a rental car, drove out to her gym, lifted at the Warhouse gym, and then we like got breakfast after because it was morning, and then slept in the car. Like took a couple hour nap or something, and then drove back to the airport. Or no, then we got Philly cheesesteaks, and then we drove back to the airport.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, we had a bunch of time.
That is cool.
But I can sleep on a plane. A lot of people can't.
Oh, I can. Yeah, easy.
Oh,
I can sleep anywhere. I can sleep on a public bus. Like, I can sleep anywhere. Like,
It's a nice skill
it's
to have.
crazy.
It's a
it's
good skill to
horrible.
have.
It's horrible.
I don't think so.
Well, I only say it's horrible because we had like a bus system in my college where that would take you between like, you know, off campus housing and class.
Yeah.
And I was on camp, like traveling, you know, me and my brother had similar classes, or like we would meet up while we were both on campus. And I missed seeing him because I would sleep on the bus and like miss my stops. And he was like, how do you fall asleep with people? Like, and I'm just like, easy.
See, if you're missing stops, that's not good.
Easy. Yeah. Well, in college I was kind of even more psycho with my schedule, and
I'm
just
sure.
I did everything. But
That's crazy.
jumping back, sorry, that was off topic. Well, how do you go about scheduling is there like a certain site you like to use when it comes to like booking flights?
A couple of years ago, well actually like 5 years ago, I found this website, Hopper. Hopper is really cool. So I found it when I was working at the hospital. Typically my week was 3/12s, which meant I had randomly 4 days off. Some weeks I would get 8 days off in a row, and I was like, dude, that's a built-in vacation. And you could always swap shifts with people, and then you could easily get like 4, 5, 6 days off in a row. So me and my old roommate would go on Hopper, and Hopper's cool because it's designed to, you put in the dates that you're wanting to travel without a destination, and it tells you where the cheapest fares are, what cities. So like that's how we went to Vegas, Alaska, New Orleans. And we just like found a couple like really cool cheap places and booked that way. And now I still use it because it does have good deals. I mean, I think the last flight I booked to Salt Lake City this month I booked it through like delta.com or something, because those websites, like they track how often you go back and look at stuff. I swear, because they raise the prices, but then if you look at it on another website or something, it's lower. So like if you look at it 5 times in 1 week, they don't give you the lowest option anymore. They're like, nah, you're gonna buy it because you keep seeing it.
I feel like there's people that know how to play the system. I'm not one of those people. Like some people know like when to look for flights and what days to travel on to make it cheaper, and like what days to like.
Well, they say Tuesday's the
buy
best
your
day to
tickets.
buy. I don't know if that's accurate. I've never actually seen it matter. I have looked on Tuesday versus Sunday, Monday. You know, I've done it and I haven't really noticed anything. Maybe every once in a while there's deals, but personally I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
There are, I mean, when you go to any website now, they show you the dates so that it's cheaper to fly. It's normally, you think about most people travel on the weekends. And not, I guess not most people, but like the non-regulars that are traveling for work.
Yeah.
And so it shows you those busy days. I don't know. I try not to plan anything around any kind of holiday. It sucks. My birthday is right after Memorial Day every year.
Yeah.
So if I want to go somewhere for my birthday, it's Memorial Day weekend essentially. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, forever is going to be busy. I mean, it could be worse. It could be Christmas.
Yeah. My birthday's right around Labor Day. So same thing.
Yeah, I guess I just got to take 2 weeks off.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
dang it. Yeah. How do you buy your tickets? Any particular way?
No, I'm gullible. I find one that fits with my schedule, and if it's affordable, I just buy it. Like, I don't look around at other shops. What I like is, I do like to check bags because I find traveling with less stuff on me way better, and I tend to be an overpacker. Like, I like to bring stuff with me. And so I will check a bag, and so like I really like with Southwest, you get 2 free checked bags. Like I think that's really cool. And Spirit, I've never flown Spirit, and I never will, but they get you on the bags. Like if you're just needing a cheap flight to somewhere and you don't have to take anything, awesome, that's probably great for you. But if you're carrying anything, that's where they get you.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So when I went to Scotland, I'm also an overpacker. And I went to Scotland, and my friend Anna, she used to live in China. She lived in China for a year, and she's traveled a lot more. Like, you know those people that take like a brand new baby and travel around the world? And you're like, why would you want to do that with an infant? But they're just like, oh, it's just a baby. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm like, you make it look so easy. That would be her. Okay, so this chick like would make it super easy. And she meets me and my old roommate in Scotland. And, you know, me and my old roommate, we got like these roller bags, plus a backpack, plus a purse. And the roads are fucking cobblestone, dude. And we're going from one Airbnb to another. Or like we had to park in a parking lot with our rental car and walk there. And we're like, oh my God. We're dragging our bags. Like I'm like, what the hell? Anna meets us there. She's got like like essentially a hiking bag on her back. Super comfy. And she's packed it so efficiently. And I was just like, dude, I'm like, your hands are free right now. Like, I'm so jealous. And I was like, this is the last time that I'm traveling with a giant ass suitcase. Like, I don't care. And so I bought this Patagonia bag that can be carried as a duffel, or it can be worn as a backpack. And the cool thing is that I can squish it a little bit to make it seem less full. Like, it looks like it could be small because it's on my back. So it appears to be a carry-on size bag, but it's essentially like, it could be way fuller than that. But I've always carried it on. And it's less convenient, like comfortable-wise when you're flying, but again, I'm doing non-stops. And I don't want my luggage getting stolen. It's never happened to me, or like lost. It's never happened to me, luckily, but that would ruin your whole trip. And I just don't, I'd rather just have it with me. So, I don't know. After that Scotland trip though, I haven't checked a bag since.
Wow.
So that was in like 2018.
That's
And
cool.
so I just carried, I'm like, whatever, I'll buy like the bigger liquids and shit there. The only reason I would like need to check is if I'm like flying with my gun or something, which I don't need to do most of the time. So.
So are you a packer that packs in advance, or what's your like process of packing?
You know, I used to be better. My problem is I have like one pair of pants that I love and one pair of shoes that I love, and I normally wear that stuff till the day that I travel. So I normally do laundry like right before. I'll pack like the stuff that I'm not wearing. Like I'll pack out like the underwear, the socks, the bras, the sleeping stuff, because that is not as important. You know, so I do half of it up front. I'll put like extra chargers and stuff that the small things that you're like, am I gonna forget this? And then what I'll do is I'll make a list, and then come to like the day before, then I'll have the fresh, clean laundry of the stuff that I most recently wore, and then I will pack that stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully not miss anything. What about you?
I have the best intentions of
God.
packing
So you said that, I was like,
beforehand. You know, like I'm like, man, I'm like super excited for my trip, and I'll be thinking about it like a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance, and I'm like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna start packing, you know, like 4 days out so that I don't forget anything. And then it's 4 days out, and I'm like, I don't really know like what I would want to wear, because like I'm not the kind of person that like, some people set out like what they're gonna wear the night before, like the workout clothes the night before, and I never do that because I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna want to wear. It's like a day by day kind of feeling type thing for me. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna want to wear in the morning. I'll just, you know, that's a tomorrow me's problem, you know. So I'll just, I feel that same way when I'm packing. Like I'm thinking about what I'm doing on the trip, and I'm like, I have no clue what I'm gonna wear. I know I'm going to the museum this day, but what am I gonna want to wear at a museum? And so I won't in my head mentally pick out what I want to wear. And so I'm like, all right, I fly out at 10 a.m. on Thursday. Let me start packing at 6 a.m. on that Thursday. And I do it all, it's horrible. And it's very stressful, and I'm trying to be better than that, but I'm not currently. So I am a scramble packer, which means I forget a lot of
you
stuff.
You don't have to stress as much about it. You have a little extra time.
Yeah.
So here's the cool thing. When I switched to a check bag to a carry-on only, I had to plan it out a little bit more. Because what I was doing before, because I had a giant suitcase, was I had extra shoes. I brought, like, for a week and a half trip to Scotland, I brought like 4 pairs of shoes. I mean, including the ones on my feet. But I'm like, why do I need all these freaking shoes? That's stupid. So what I do now is I pick my outfits, and I make sure that the pants and the shirts can be interchanged multiple with different outfit options, and that they all have, so I'll do like the shoes I'm wearing, and I'll bring 1 extra pair of shoes, and then I just make sure that everything kind of matches. So now it's like I'm working with like a color scheme or like something, so that way, like one time I brought like 1 shirt that I really wanted to wear, but it only went with these 1 shoes, and I'm like, I literally brought both of those to wear together for 1 outfit for 1 day, and I'm like, that's so stupid. What a waste of space. So now it kind of forces me to, like, the less space I have, it forces me to be more specific and to plan a little bit more. It's hard to do to start, but I think now that I've got it down, I'm gonna be. Well, I gotta do laundry because I got back yesterday and I'm leaving on Thursday, so I got another trip coming. But I mean, I'm probably gonna pack Wednesday night for Thursday. Luckily, this one I can be an overpacker because I'm driving. So like, I can just live in my car. It won't be a big deal.
That is cool.
That's a perk of driving versus flying. Just throw it in there.
And I also like when you're driving versus flying, you already have the vehicle you're going to be, like you don't have to fuck around with rental cars and stuff like that, or Ubers or that kind of stuff like that. That's stressful to me.
Yeah, on one hand, but on the other hand, like Uber's sometimes nice because they don't have to worry about parking.
That is true.
So it depends on what the trip is for. Luckily, I don't have to be driving a lot for this trip. Like I'm going to stay somewhere, and then I'm not in charge of that. So
I like it.
What else do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about one thing. So I have a lot of clients that come to me a lot with anxiety around traveling. Because if you have goals, like if you have, you know, a routine, like a lot of people in the fitness industry are very routine based. Most people, I think. Because you have your normal, like this is what you normally eat. You're on a meal plan, or you're on a set of macros, or you have a supplement plan that you're doing, or you have like an exercise thing that you'd like. You normally work out at this time and this place. Like you're very regimented. Especially when you're working towards, like, if you're super regimented towards like a show. You know, like if you're like 6 weeks out, you absolutely cannot eat out. You can't just find something at the airport. You can't. You have supplements you have to take at certain times. Like it's like a thing. And so I have like lots of clients come to me when they're concerned about traveling around working with the plan. And so there's lots of things that I like to tell them, you know, like tips and tricks on eating on the road versus how to fit macros in. And the main thing is, like, of course, like if you're on prep, you have to be way more regimented. You have to like travel with your food. You know, meal prep into, you know, meal prep safe bags and take it through that is your carry-on, and they're gonna open up this huge bulk container of chicken and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm looking at them. I had this happen. Like I was traveling, I had to travel to Orlando for my national show one year, and I took all my food with me, and it was my carry-on. I had this like insulated cooler bag type thing, and it had all my perfect stuff in it, and I had it all prepped ahead of time, and I'm making it through TSA with it, and I knew it was gonna get, you're gonna get pulled.
It's another reason to get pre-checked.
Yeah. But they pulled me over, and they pulled, it was quite the show. They pulled out huge containers of bulk protein and containers of like, random shit that I would be needing.
Did you just flex and be like, bro?
No, I was standing there, and I was already, I'm 1 week out. I'm like already depleted to fuck, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to get to the fucking show. And so I'm standing there with this blank look of like, come on my face, and they're looking at my stuff, and then they look at me, and then they look at my stuff, and then they look at me, and I'm just like, it really is food. And they were like, yeah, I can see that. And they're packing it back into my bag or whatever, and they're like, man, I wish I could be as disciplined as you. It's what everybody always says, and it's like, it's not, it's you just do it. Like, it's if you have goals, you have to maintain that. But I wanted to give people that are just, if you have like a set of macros, or if you have like a meal plan that you're on and you want to stay on plan while you're traveling, of course, I hope you would be kind to yourself and recognize that you can be flexible and still maintain your goals. And
a weekend or a week off
it's not going
to ruin your results.
It's not.
It's going to delay it for the time that you're off. You're not going to be seeing any results for sure.
Yeah.
But when you get back, it's almost, sometimes I think it's even better.
Yeah.
Depending, I'm not saying you go gorge yourself, but like your body gets really responsive when you take actual rest time, and then you get back hard into it, and it's like, oh, hey.
And if you are stressing about what you're eating, the cortisol levels spiking like that is also going to be a detriment to your progress. So try not to stress about it. Of course, do your best, do your due diligence to stay on plan, but my main tips would just be to focus on your macros, make sure you're hitting your protein goal, and make sure you're really slamming water and keeping fats minimal. That's what's hard. Like when you're traveling, is like you don't realize how much like hidden fats and hidden sugars are in things. So just be cognizant of that, and make sure you're hitting your protein. Don't starve yourself all day, because then you're gonna binge. You're like, it is gonna be okay. Don't try to stress, but mainly just plan ahead.
Seriously.
That's my thing.
If you're going to be at the airport for hours, or like waiting on an Uber, or like, checking in a hotel, or, not getting to like have a meal for a while, like bring healthy snacks that don't need to be heated up.
Yeah. Or if they are heated up, make them like microwavable rices, like easy stuff, like protein bars, check cereal, cream of rice, protein powder, stuff you can travel.
Yeah, protein powder is a good one.
They will check you, like if you bring it on to the airplane, they will check your protein powders out, but they'll swab it and you'll be on your way.
But fine. you could put it in a shaker cup ready to go.
Yeah.
Just mix it with water once you get in the airport. Yeah. That is a healthier option than buying like a muscle milk at the airport, because although those are good in like situations where you just need like a high calorie protein dense drink. Yeah. It has a ton of fat in it, like compared to actual protein powder, so it's not ideal. And if you can plan ahead.
I would also recommend, if you are staying in a hotel, to map out the grocery stores that are around that hotel, so that when you get into your place, you can go to the grocery store, buy what you need, and then you're gonna have better options, rather than if you haven't planned it out and you're starving because you just traveled for 8 hours. Like, you're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go out to eat. Like, if you have already planned out where you're going to go to buy groceries to get food, it's gonna make you just overall more set up to make better decisions. I would also do that with, if you're looking for gyms, make sure your hotel, either the hotel has a gym that's has the equipment appropriate for your current plan, or there's gyms mapped out close to you where you're staying. Like, just if you have a plan, you're way more likely to stick on it.
Totally.
Than if you're just like freeballing it, Yeah. They also have, one thing I've done is they have meal prep services that will deliver. They will deliver to your hotel. That's cool. There's really cool prep companies. There's Mega Fit Meals, Meal Pros, and Mighty Meals all deliver. If you are looking into traveling and need meal prep companies, they have services where they can send you fully planned meals for you to
Yeah.
stay on plan. Some of them do require you to order ahead of time, so make sure if
Yeah,
you're traveling, you need 4 to 5 days usually to
sure.
order. But it's an awesome way to stay on plan while you're traveling.
Yeah, even if it was just one of your meals.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm on like the much looser aspect of that when I travel. I don't buy junk, but that's the only time I really do eat out is when I travel.
Yeah.
Like I try not to eat out in my regular life. I try and cook at home. It's much more convenient to do it when you're here versus like it's a lot of work doing it while you're traveling.
It is.
So, you know, like you said, water, like I try and drink so much water when I'm traveling because I'm usually drinking alcohol and I'm
Salt levels are different when you eat out.
yeah, and you just, you get travel gut, and so it's like you need to have water in you. And then I just, I'll go out to a restaurant. I just keep it simple. Like you can go to a nice restaurant and get like a high protein meal, and just not eat a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and if you are
I just
gonna
don't feel
go,
bad
if you
about
are
it.
gonna go out to a restaurant, most restaurants, especially like the more chain ones, if you Google nutritional menu, like they normally have like a breakdown of their food with their macros. If you are macro counting and need to do that, just like I said, plan ahead.
Yeah, that's
So-
possible.
It is. It works.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like if you don't stress about it, you'll be better off.
I mean, that's
Like,
cool to say, but I've lived for 3 years where I did not eat off plan. I did not eat off plan. And if that is you, I want you to keep your goals. I want you to keep on it, and I don't want you to stress. But I just wanted to give like tips because it's easy to say just be gentle and it's not going to kill you. But like, it sometimes like you do have to stay on your shit, even if you're traveling, and just don't make an excuse. Be prepared.
Yeah, I guess, the reason I say that is because one of the things I want to talk about with traveling is people, I feel like, talk about all these things they want to do one day or when I retire. And I'm like, why are you going to wait for this if and when someday that may never come? I feel like that people, if you want to go travel somewhere, you should go. You should find a way to save up money and go now and not waiting till you're 65 to live your life if that's what you want to do. And so that's kind of like, I'm talking to the non-bodybuilder people. Like, the life is meant to be enjoyed now. And although I am very, like, I want my body to look great and I work really hard, it is, and we've talked about like how, especially you, an ex-bodybuilder, or I don't know what you call yourself now, I'll crossfire you, but how unhealthy that can be. It's hard to find. It's hard. You're right. It is easier said than done to like give yourself that that I don't know what you want to call it, understanding that you're going on a trip and that it's okay to.
It is, but I know you're not talking to the bodybuilders, and I'm not even talking to just the bodybuilders. I'm talking to like just people conscious, like you said, don't wait. There's a lot of people that are, would be waiting to the end of prep, and I'm talking to the people, or not even prep, like waiting till a certain time. Like if they're like on a current diet, like, oh, I don't want to like be eating off. I'm talking to the people of, don't wait. Like you can travel and do it is what I'm saying. You just, I don't want people to be like, oh, they told me I could eat off plan, and like that doesn't fit with me because I will not eat off plan.
If you're paying someone like Kimmy to write your nutrition plan, and you're on like you have goals to reach, fucking go on vacation and stick to your plan and use the shit that you just said.
No.
But for the average person that just like wants to be less of a shitbag and still travel,
Less of a shitbag.
There's ways to do it without gorging yourself.
Yeah.
And still having that vacation, still having fun without beating yourself up. But like, less of a shitbag. I don't know. Like,
I like it.
I don't generally eat super unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because I don't want I don't want that crap in my body. And not everyone feels that way. So that's why I called you shitbags.
I love it. I want to. That is my goal: is to be less of a shitbag.
That's my goal too. It's a huge shitbag.
Oh man, you were telling me about something. What is that? Where you like house sit for people? Like when you're looking at places to stay, what was
So
that?
I've never done that, but I found an app called Trusted House Sitters, and it's literally like you stay there for free because they are like allowing you to stay while they're on vacation. And sometimes you're watching a pet, and sometimes you're just watching their house so that their house isn't empty. And so it's like a trade. They don't stay at your place. I mean, I think that exists too, according to a movie I saw once. But The Holiday.
I've never seen
We'll watch it this
it. Okay,
year.
cool. Add it
Anyway,
to the list.
yeah. Well, they do a house swap in different countries,
That's cool.
which is a cool concept. I'm sure that exists somewhere. I don't think anyone would want to come stay at my house, but Trusted House Sitters, yeah, you just like those. I downloaded the app for it, and they don't do like onesies and twosies, so I think it'd be like a week-long thing because you would have to. The dates have to match, so you have to be flexible as to when you can go. So it doesn't work for most people, but like if you don't care where you go necessarily, you just want to get away, it could be a really cool way to have a cheap travel time. And it's at a house, so that would also help with your goals too, because you would have a kitchen, and then it just might be a little
That'd be
easier.
so weird to me. I'm just thinking about somebody coming into my house and using like my kitchen stuff. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's strange. I mean, it's very cool like idea, but like, can you imagine like not knowing somebody and just living their life and them living your life? You know, like that's like some parent swap type shit. You know, like oh my gosh.
I don't know. So there's things that like okay, I used to be really big in Airbnb. Right now, Airbnb is so expensive that it's almost better half the time, if not more, to just go to a hotel again. Like it's kind of like how taxi and Uber like have now flipped back. It's like back on taxi being cheaper, and you're like, what the hell? So Airbnbs are cool. They have shared spaces instead of like the whole place to yourself. And I actually did it with my old roommate. We stayed at this house in Alaska, and it was a dude's house, and he had a couple that was staying there, and we had what are those bathrooms that are
Jack and Jill.
The Jack and Jill bathroom. So they like we had to like knock and see if anyone was in there. We were sharing a bathroom with a random couple. It was weird, but we met the owner, and we were a little, like we're gonna share a place with people. It was kind of weird, but everyone's just doing their own thing. Like they're on vacation. You just sleep there, shower there, and then you go off. But it was really cool because we got to make friends with the dude that owned the house, and he actually gave us some like tips, and he took us hiking on a glacier because he's like, well, I got nothing to do tomorrow. If you guys want to go check out one, he's like, and he drove us like and let us use his those little covers that go on your shoes with the little ice, the spikes. So we didn't have to buy gear.
That's cool.
So it was pretty cool. It's definitely, I wouldn't advise it for like a woman alone. That could be a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Definitely looking at that. But it was pretty cool.
That is really cool.
And it was cheaper. And it was a good way to like network. We actually did a 5K with him too. We did in Alaska.
This dude sounds cool.
He was cool. He took us to a Grateful Dead cover band that he likes. But we did a 5K at the end. Everyone we like met for beers. So it was a fun trip. So that was a good space. I think I'd be okay I would be willing to try different types of traveling like that again. One of my favorite things about Airbnb is they have unique stays. So at the Bali trip that I didn't get to go on, like one of the nights I rented a tree house. When we went to Scotland, we stayed at a castle one night. Like you can type in unique stays or like click the box or whatever. I mean, locally here in Austin area, like there's tree houses. There's like randomly built like homes. And if you like see how many beds or how many people it allows, you could book it just for a weekend and split the cost. Like there's some cool stuff. It could be like a good like staycation kind of thing.
That is cool.
So that is a perk to Airbnb for sure. Yeah, I think that my trip that's coming up, the first thing that I did was I found a coffee shop local to me or where I'm going to be at, and I found a gym. Those are like my first two things.
Yeah.
So
when you travel, do you like to chill a little bit when you're there, or do you feel like your entire itinerary full of shit?
it would be nice to relax, and there are certain vacations that I do try and relax more, but I don't relax well.
Yeah, no, me neither.
And it's almost like I need to be forced to do that. Actually, this upcoming weekend, I have a massage and a facial and some meditation planned. So I will be like forced to for like small moments of time, but it's gonna be a busy, packed weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's typically, I'm a go
Oh my gosh.
person.
I'm like we're waking up for sunrise yoga at 6, and then we have breakfast planned at this place at this time, and then we're gonna go see sights from this time to this time, and then we're getting lunch here. I'm that kind of person. Like I'm like a
I like an itinerary.
And I want to be doing stuff all the time. Like it sucks because especially if like people that I'm with are like, hey dude, like I don't normally do this much stuff in a day, and I'm like really fucking tired, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't like to sit, like if we stay in a hotel or an Airbnb, and like it, like, you know, to a degree, like if we're at an Airbnb and it has like a cool pool, like I'll probably plan like pool day for part of the thing. But like if we're just in a place just chilling, like I don't want to just sit around. Like if we're in like a state I've never been in, I want to go see it.
Yeah.
You know.
I plan adventure time where I don't have plans, but the plan is to be out, but there's nothing necessarily set that I'm doing. That way, if we meet people or find cool spots to go, that's kind of like the time to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way. My old roommate. I don't know if Adria will ever listen to this podcast, but Adria, you know who you are. You know what you did. This girl took so long to get ready.
Oh my gosh.
And we were traveling, and we were in New Orleans for my birthday, and there was a rooftop pool. We were chilling in it, and we would literally send her down 40 minutes early. And we're like, Adria, you need to start going to get ready, because we're gonna sit and relax in the pool. We're not gonna go get ready and then sit in the room and wait for you. Nah. And so we were like, we're leaving at this time. If you're not ready, we are leaving, and you're gonna have to come meet us, because it was annoying.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, she knew. And she was just like, I'm trying. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. I did not pay to sit and wait for you to get ready. Anyway, so it's good to know that about, and I love traveling with her. She's a great travel person. But we had to make little adjustments, and it was fine. I mean, she pouted a little bit. Fine, I'm going to get ready by myself. And it's like, well, but don't take so long.
Yeah.
What do you gotta do? We're on vacation. You plan on meeting your future husband in the state that we're not even gonna stay in? Like, why? Who cares? And it's sweaty as shit outside. Like, you're gonna just sweat it off. New Orleans was rough.
Yeah. Man.
But, yeah, it's travel partners. I think that would be an interesting thing. That might be a good test for like a new relationship.
Traveling with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because see how you do under stress.
Man.
Because traveling is stressful.
It can be.
It can be.
Yeah.
And see how you do outside of your normal element. When you're outside of your normal comfies, you know. That'd be good.
And to see what kind of person they are, because like
are you kind under stress?
Kind. Oh man. That's why why people say that they don't like going out to like a restaurant on a first date, but honestly, and sorry guys, we test you all the time. We're always watching. If you're on YouTube, you see why that was funny. We're always watching for things, and I think a restaurant is great. And doesn't need to be like a full meal, but like how you treat the server matters.
Yeah, how you treat support staff too. That's
a important thing that's something that I look for. Yeah. So it's not necessarily that I want to sit and stare at you over a meal. I'm watching how you're treating people.
Yeah.
It's like, you could do that somewhere else as well, but traveling would be good. I think that would be a good test. Cool.
I want to definitely travel more. I haven't gotten to do too much. I keep myself so busy, it's hard for me to, air quote, find the time. Yeah. You know, so that is a goal of mine, is to find the time, to make it a priority to travel and, experience other cultures and states. And
well, and traveling it's hard. Like, I have 3 days before I travel again. That's why we're recording this podcast. We just did one yesterday, and we're like, we got to get this done because I won't be here next weekend. And you have to plan shit like that to be successful. Like, I have so much stuff to do in these next 2.5 days before I leave, so that my business can be ran successfully, so I don't have people waiting on me.
Yeah.
So it's hard to leave,
Mhm.
especially like as a sole business owner. Like
Mhm.
if you're not there working, you're losing
Mhm.
money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear you on that.
Mm.
Short vacations for a while.
Yeah.
This is a little shorty.
But we make it
Yeah.
work.
And you just nose to the grind the rest of the days apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much.
Yes, we have exciting news that
Oh, yeah.
we have 2 more platforms available for you to listen to us on.
Yes.
What are they?
We are now on iHeartRadio and Amazon
Music podcast.
So
music. Yeah.
as of this morning, just
Yes.
right before we recorded this,
Yeah.
we just got it all signed up.
Yeah.
We have a new profile picture.
Yes, and we have we have new music and all sorts of stuff. Just because 6 months,
Yep.
we've been doing it. We committed.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I meant to send you this. I was listening to a podcast and I don't even know who it was, but this guy, he said that when he's been doing a podcast for 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, when he started, he said, I just want to do it for a year and just see how I feel about it. And I was like, hello us. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's exactly what we said about it. So,
Yeah.
pretty cool to see that he's still doing it 10 years later.
That is pretty cool.
So, we'll see.
Well, thank you guys as always for listening and investing in yourself today. We believe in you and we cannot wait to see you win.
And make sure that you're watching us on YouTube as well. I know our quality is maybe not your favorite, but we're trying here. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. We're everywhere.
Mhm.
Monday mornings at 6 a.m. so you can start your week with your foot on the gas. Now go do the work.
Yay.